Let's bring in former FBI Special Agent Jonathan T. Gilliam. Jonathan, great to have you. All signs increasingly pointing to the husband. What's your take?
Well, I think regardless of what the authorities say about the theft of those paintings in the past not bearing an effect on who he is now, I'd say it really does point to his character. And I think interestingly enough, Todd, is the fact that probably what is going to show whether or not he was anywhere close to the house or where we know that her cell phone went off, completely turned off, and then she never arrived at the airport. So I think these cell phone records, just like we see in Idaho, the towers and the traces and where these phones can go is going to tell a big part in his guilt and a big part about where she stopped being noticed as far as cell phone tower information goes. And I think it's safe to say, Todd, that if she didn't get to the flight, that probably most likely she will be found, if she's deceased, she'll be found within a distance that it takes to drive to the airport. She will be somewhere in that distance.
We will be monitoring this case closely. To the Idaho case that you mentioned, officials say they're puzzled as to why the surviving University of Idaho roommate waited 8 hours to call police after seeing a masked figure walk past her in her home that night. Former FBI agent Jennifer Kohberger, who's actually joining us next hour, tweeted the following. Want to get your thoughts on the back end. Let's talk about DM, Dylan Mortensen, the roommate who called the authorities. 21 years old. It was late. She was possibly under the influence when face-to-face with a stranger in black just feet away, froze due to fear, and locked herself in her bedroom. Kohberger says she believes she passed out from trauma, fear, and stress. Says, quote, "To think you could be killed is gripping, I know." Why do you think the roommate didn't call for 8 hours?
I think she probably went back into her room and was so frozen with fear. I'm not sure if she was intoxicated. I'm pretty sure that the rest of the house was. And regardless whether she was or not, she probably sat there until she fell asleep. And as crazy as that sounds, it happens a lot. I talked to 3 people in the last week alone who had break-ins and ran. One person actually ran towards the attackers and hid in a corner, and the other people froze. And in some cases, as many as 4 to 5 hours passed before they realized they had been huddled in the same spot. So this is not uncommon.
And I think we have to realize we don't know what we would do in that situation because most of us have not been in that situation. Meantime, some people online saying Kohberger actually attended a vigil for the victims. Would you be surprised by that?
No, that's actually pretty common for killers to somewhat show back up at the crime scene or at a vigil. And as we saw that he returned back to the crime scene even later the day after he allegedly did this, I don't think it would be a far-fetched thing for him to show up to this vigil. But I will tell you this, I don't know how much that's going to play. One problem I'm having, Todd, is with these internet sleuths. I didn't have a problem with them at first, but I think now the problem is that they are inciting things. In the case of the girl who, the roommate who didn't call police immediately, they're making mountains out of molehills, and they're actually, in the case of this girl, causing the public to turn on certain people. And they've done this with several people throughout this case. So the online sleuths are becoming a problem, and also mainstream media is starting to report things that they say that don't really make any difference at all to the entire case.
Jonathan T. Gilliam, great expertise as always. Thank you, sir.